All right, so this week there are 2 assignments for you to complete. Both of them kind of have 2 parts, so don't let that stress you out, but just think of it as 2 separate assignments, but each kind of have 2 pieces to them. So one of them is the discussion board posts. So there is a thread for each of the movie scenes, and then you pick whichever 2, probably the 2 you want to write about, just because this will get you started. But you just want to go and contribute to pointing something out about the way that that scene works in each of the 2 threads you choose. So say you choose the original and the remake of Night of the Living Dead. Go post in each of those threads and just include something you haven't seen somebody else say yet that you noticed about the way that that scene was put together, and explain, here's one thing I noticed, maybe it was the music. What did the music sound like, and what effect do you think that that one had? And so really what this is doing is putting together kind of a resource for the whole class that everybody's contributing to get you started. Now, when it comes time to write the essay, don't copy and paste other people's stuff. That's not what it's for, but it is to help you and maybe notice some things that you might not have noticed on your own, or maybe your class when they met didn't really say anything about this particular thing. Somebody else will get you started on it, but you want to take it in your own direction and do your own reasoning and explanation ultimately. So you do 2 discussion board posts. The other thing you're going to do is the evidence sandwich review, which is just reinforcing and practicing one more time what we did for the last essay, using that evidence sandwich thing where you introduce the topic, you give your evidence and specifics, and then you respond to it and connect it back to the main idea. There's some specific instructions on there about like what order to do it in, and then if you're doing the color coding or formatting to show which step is which, it'll tell you specifically how to do that, and then the last step will be slightly different. So you're going to do actually 2 short paragraphs with this one. That's why I said it's kind of 2 things. One for each of the movie scenes you want to talk about. It's okay with me if you want to kind of use what you did for the discussion board post and just polish it up for the evidence sandwich review assignment. That is definitely fine. Save yourself some time. But this is the one where I'm going to look more carefully for that structure and making sure you're following it, you're developing your ideas well, and so on. And so again, if you use the ones you're going to write about for your essay, that means you will have a short section of your paper already done. You'll get feedback on it so that you know you're headed in the right direction before you try to work on the rest of the paper. So you're getting a pretty early start on this assignment, and I hope that takes some of the stress off, because this one will be due pretty close to midterm, and you're probably going to be stressing about other classes. So hopefully taking a little bit extra time with this assignment will give you a little bit more time to think about it and not have to rush through it as much. But so do those 2 assignments: discussion board posts, evidence sandwich review, and that's all that's due for this week.